This world does not fear God, the mighty God, King of kings and Lord of lords. Acts 10:35. But in every nation he that feareth him and worketh righteousness is accepted with him. 1 Samuel 12:24. Only fear the Lord and serve him in truth with all your heart, for consider what great things he has done for you. Hebrews 12:28. Wherefore we receiving a kingdom which cannot be moved, let us have grace whereby we may serve God acceptably with reverence and godly fear. Proverbs 16:6. By loving kindness and truth iniquity is atoned for, and by the fear of the Lord one keeps away from evil. The awesome God that holds their breath in his hands. Daniel 5:23. And the God in whose hand thy breath is, and whose Daniel 5:23. And the God in whose hand thy breath is, and whose are all thy ways, hast thou not glorified? They use his name as a curse or curse word. They make exclamations with his name. They express excitement, bewilderment, or even disgust with his name. Even professing Christians do this. What? When Christians do this, of course they cannot say anything when the world does it, because the world sees that so-called Christians do not even fear their own God. Exodus 27. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Listen, God is to be loved, obeyed, and feared. Don't confess Christ and go about using his name anyhow. His name is salvation. His name is authority. His name is power. His name is holy. His name is the name above all names. For the believer, God expects you to grow in wisdom, but you can never be wise in the eyes of God if you do not fear him. True wisdom is only gotten in one way, the fear of God. Proverbs 9:10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding. The people of this world are lost in their foolishness and vain imaginations. Romans 1:21. Because that when they knew God, they glorified him not as God, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish heart was darkened. No matter how many degrees you have, how many scholarly and notable awards you've gotten, how respectable and reputable you are in society, etc., if you do not fear God, you can never be wise. Not wise according to this world's version of quote-unquote wisdom, but godly wisdom, the only wisdom that matters. The Bible says the wisdom of this world is foolishness before God. 1 Corinthians 3:19. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with God. For it is written, He taketh the wise in their own craftiness. The sad part about this is that people fear man so much. They fear what people will think or say about them. They fear the police. They fear their bosses. They fear their leaders. They fear everyone and everything. But God, the Bible said it first. Proverbs 29:25. The fear of man bringeth a snare, but whoso putteth his trust in the Lord shall be safe. This is not to say that you cannot respect mankind. Don't take it out of context. The Bible is clear. You cannot reverence man more than God or as God. I mean, the church clergy, for instance, have added God's reverence to their titles, calling themselves Reverend this or that, Father this or that. People bow to them, esteem them, and treat them like they are God, especially the highest spiritual leader of the church clergy, the Pope, whom most of the church and the world called Holy Father, quote unquote. I only have one Holy Father, and his name is Jesus. Thank you very much. All world political and spiritual leaders, the pagans as well as those that claim to be quote-unquote Christian, bow to the Pope and kiss his ring. There's videos of this all over YouTube. Paying godly reverence to a man. God forbid, shaking my head. Many believers cannot even obey the call of God for their lives because they fear man. You either fear God or man. If you fear man, you are already ensnared. Luke 12:5. But I will forewarn you whom you shall fear. Fear him which after he hath killed hath power to cast into hell. Yea, I say unto you, fear him. 2 Corinthians 7:1. Having therefore these promises, dearly beloved, let us cleanse ourselves from all filthiness of the flesh and spirit, perfecting holiness in the fear of God. The end of the matter. Seek godly wisdom by fearing God. Jesus Christ is Lord. Stop taking his name in vain. Stay blessed.